New White Walker footage! Let's talk about it. You're now watching Because Geek. I've always been a sucker for behind the scenes stuff, so I love HBO for doing this. So far we've gotten 2 videos in this Inside Game of Thrones series, one called The Best Seat in the House, which is about camera operators, and the other one is called Making the Prosthetics, which is about prosthetics. Yeah. Mainly focused on the White Walkers. And I will begin to explain my analysis after I tell you that I'm expecting more of these. The next one might be about storyboard designers, scriptwriters, costumes, production designers, music, sound effects, special effects, or even casting new talent. I wanted to wait until they were all out to make a video, but I also didn't want to keep you guys waiting, so let's get right into it now. While we hear Barrie Gower talking about how much he loves prosthetics and how much work goes into it and this and that, we get to see a lot of Season 5 and Season 6 White Walker clips. Which is annoying because sometimes it's hard to tell which season the clip belongs to, and I'm sure they did that on purpose just to mess with us. The trickiest one to figure out was this one. By itself it's hard to tell, but when you put it next to this other one they show earlier, you can tell it's the same shot from 2 different angles, because we have the same 2 girls here and here. And that back there is the wall from Heart Home. So these are all the clips from Season 5.
Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage.
And from Season 6 we have this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Now, if you watched this video before, you probably noticed already that at some point the White Walkers will go inside of the Three-Eyed Raven cave, because that's the only place we've seen with that many tree roots everywhere. But how did they get in if we saw this last season?
They cannot follow us. The power that moves them is powerless here.
One explanation would be that the White Walkers are more powerful than the Whites, and the magic stopping the Whites from entering the cave wasn't enough to stop the White Walkers. The reason why I don't think that's the case is because this is a White, not a White Walker, and he looks to be inside as well. But also in this clip here, at first I thought this White was trying to get into the cave, and then I realized that it's snowing, so this White is not trying to get in, he's trying to get out, which of course means he was already inside. We can't really tell if he's running away from something or trying to chase after something. I doubt that he's getting attacked by a tree because that just sounds too Lord of the Rings-like to me. Game of Thrones tends to keep its fantasy and magic to a minimum, and moving trees would sound like too much. But then again, we got fireballs, so we can't be sure, but for some reason I don't want to see moving trees. In any case, whatever spells were stopping them before, they're not working anymore. The Three-Eyed Raven can't leave the cave because he's stuck in a tree. So he either let them in, or he died. Chris actually mentioned this in our Bran predictions video.
If Bloodraven's recruiting him to kind of be his replacement as the last Greenseer, then Bloodraven knows he's going to die really, really soon, otherwise he could do it himself.
Good point. And the Three-Eyed Raven did say,
"Now you've come to me at last, Brandon Stark. Though the hour is late."
The hour is late, so he probably knew this was going to happen. Did you notice that there's also a child of the forest in the background here? The profile of her face looks a bit too mature to be Leaf, but then again it's been 2 years since the last time we saw her, and she may have aged enough. But when I rewatched this scene from Season 4, Episode 10, I saw something I didn't see the first time. Leaf wasn't the only child of the forest that was shown to us in this scene. If you paid close attention, you would have seen a couple more children running around being all sneaky. Here, Leaf is clearly ahead of Bran, Hodor, and Mira. And here you can see the first one running by. It's not Leaf because Hodor goes the opposite way. And then here's another one, or that same one, spying on Mira from behind. And unless Leaf can teleport, this is another one here, sneaking behind a tree. If you did notice them the first time, then good for you, I didn't. I would also like to point out that this White found a different way out of the cave. That is not the original entrance we saw in Season 4. Because, as you can see, there's no tree roots to get through here. It's all rock. So all of this combined makes me think that we will get to see a lot more of that cave. And maybe even a battle between the White Walkers, Whites, and the Children of the Forest inside. Or maybe there's a twist, and they're actually allies and they're working together. It makes me think of this.
Don't listen to it. Crows are all liars.
And as you may remember, Old Nan has had a pretty good track record so far.
Old Nan used to tell me stories about
magical people who could live inside stags, birds, wolves.
That's exactly what they are, Bran. Stories.
So she was lying.
But I don't know what the Blood Raven would be lying about. You guys can let me know what you think. Other than that, I was looking at this and I was wondering if it was part of the building they're filming in. At first it looked like a door, but afterwards it started looking more like the shadow of something. Either way, I don't think it'll be part of the cave. These White Walkers and Whites in the cave could be a vision of something that happened in the past. But I'm going to say that it's happening right now, because of the picture we got of Bran on a horse, which I also mentioned in our Bran predictions video. And I said that it's not a vision because he doesn't need to wear furs in a vision, and he would also be sitting up straight because he can use his lower body in visions. You can see him here leaning forward. So, that picture, plus the video of Mira outside of the cave with a huge bag, and
find out where we went for an entire season. Hint. It was pretty magical.
The fact that the actress said that they would go on a pretty magical trip this season has me convinced that they leave the cave. And now, thanks to this footage, we have a reason for Bran and his friends to leave the cave. Also a reason for them to need protection, provided by this guy, who may be Cold Hands or Benjen, since a lot of you have pointed out Cold Hands doesn't like fire. Maybe, in this scene, the Night's King didn't just notice Bran using his green sight, but maybe he was able to figure out where he was doing it from, and that's how he found the cave. Or maybe he already knew that he was there, but they hadn't gotten to him yet. Maybe he wasn't a threat yet. I also wonder, did Bran learn everything he needed to learn before leaving the cave? Or did his training get cut short? We'll have to see. The last clip to talk about is this one, which reminds me of this tweet from Irish Thrones saying they saw a White Walker army filming for season 6 on the set they used for The Wall and Castle Black, which is also the same set they used to film Hardhome. To me, it looks like some more nighttime filming, which should add to the whole creepiness of whatever this scene is. And it is the long night after all, not the long day. That joke's all over the place. We also just got this little clip here from the new trailer. Is he burning down the whole cave? Or is this something else? Either way, it's happening at night, same as the other cave clips. But could it be what Jojen was talking about when they were held up at Craster's?
This isn't the end. Not for you. Not yet.
How will we know the end?
You'll know.
Is he talking about the end of Bran's life? Or the end of his adventures north of the Wall with the Three-Eyed Raven? I want to address the question of whether this is from the last long night or the present upcoming long night. People have been wondering about this mainly because we have a different guy playing the Night's King this time, and also because we know we will see him in a vision of Bran's. Nothing here clearly hints to this being the last long night. The Night's King is wearing a bit more armor than before, but this is a normal thing that we've seen already. The White Walkers keep finding more and more armor somewhere. And also, wildlings weren't a thing yet back in the days of the last long night. We know that the first men probably looked like wildlings, but we also have this guy here who's wearing clothes that are a bit more modern looking, so I just have a feeling that this is actual present time events, and this is actually happening. What's this green screen going to be? We don't know. But apart from a CGI landscape, I'm assuming it's the rest of their army, which should be insanely huge by now. Plus these guys, of course. I still think Bran will help us see a lot more about these guys though, because of a few hints that I've put together. First, this statement by Gower himself when he was interviewed by Yahoo. Benioff and Weiss, when they write the outline each year for the last 2 years, we got to this one point and we read this one gag and thought, oh my god, how the hell are we going to do that? But this is going to be incredible. And then it got pulled and we didn't do it in season 4. And then, lo and behold, in Season 5, there it was again. And it's pulled again. But now, in Season 6, it looks like we're going to do it. Fingers crossed they won't chicken out. If this scene could have happened even in Season 4, then it can't be a present event, like them getting past the wall or something, for obvious reasons. I mean, Season 4 would have been too early for that to happen. So, it's more likely that it's something that already happened, or something that's not part of the chronological events. And when you combine that with this other statement from an anonymous source at Higlight Hollywood News, that not only says that Season 6 will have a White Walker sequence that will break the internet, utter shock the audience, and be better than Hard Home, but it also says viewers are about to learn more about the mysterious creatures from the lands of Always Winter, which sounds a lot like what Gower was talking about. The only way we would learn something new about these creatures is by seeing them do something other than marching their army and attacking people. So, this sounds to me like something Bran will see in a vision, kind of like what they showed us before in that scene with the baby. That could explain why they thought of including it in Season 4, because that's when Bran meets the Three-Eyed Raven for the first time. Maybe they wanted to show some visions in that season. And maybe that's why it was pulled from Season 5 as well, because Bran wasn't in it. According to Higlight Hollywood News, this is a source close to the production of Season 6. There's no confirmation on whether it's true or not, but I think the interview with Gower gives it more credibility. I will leave the link in the description if you guys want to read the whole thing. A few people have been telling me that my work is worth supporting, and that I should create a Patreon account. I was a bit hesitant, but if you agree with them, here it is. I will be rewarding even the smallest donation, and it will be highly appreciated. With enough of them, I would be able to make videos a lot more often. Other than that, I will take any suggestions for other rewards that you guys would want, as long as they're, you know, appropriate. I will explain this further in another video. And yes, I am aware of this clip from the new trailer too. HBO is releasing a ton of stuff, so we'll see how much I can fit in before the premiere. But while you guys wait for all of that, why not watch some of my other videos? I will be making lots more before April 24th. And I will probably make reviews of each episode after that. Thank you so much for your amazing support, guys, and I will see you in the next one! Pump.